Some 300,000 people living in Pekalongan, Central Java, face seeing their coastal city submerged by ocean waves within 10 to 15 years. That's due to a combination of climate change bringing storms and floods and a phenomenon called subsidence. It's a word that more and more people have come to know as the world continues to draw down our freshwater sources. Subsidence is when the ground beneath you sinks, and it sinks when we pump groundwater in aquifers far below the surface that have been around sometimes for thousands of years. That's what's happening along parts of Java's north coast. Here's our closer look.
The village of Submerged in the northern city of Pekalongan is slowly sinking. More than 40 families have already moved away, but dozens others are holding on. This disaster is man-made and serves as a warning sign to the entire northern coast of Java. Here, seawater levels have been steadily increasing since 2005. Now they've begun to submerge villages. Each morning in Submerged, seawater floods into this house. Little Dana and his mum need to wait for the water to recede. She will then dry the house before bringing Dana to school. But sometimes swimming is the only option. If the roads are flooded, he can't go to school. Which way can we go? If you do that, you would fall into the abyss. This morning, Dana can leave the house as the sea receded quite quickly. Along the path to school, scars left by the salt water can be seen everywhere. It's damaged properties and roads. It's dangerous for villagers to move around, especially when water levels are high. Sometimes there are big, grand tides, then you can't go through the street. The waves are too big. Climate change is one of the factors why the village is sinking under the sea. Forecasts show Pekalongan will eventually submerge due to sea level rise. But the northern coast of Java is known for its soft soil foundation. Where this layer of soil stretches, the land is also sinking. Pekalongan has a young sedimentary soil, which will naturally experience compression, along with the lack of water content in the soil. This problem has been worsened by the pumping of groundwater for clean water, sanitation and industrial needs. Pekalongan's economic growth has been dependent on groundwater since the 1900s, when Indonesia was still under Dutch colonial rule. The colonial government built water infrastructures along the so-called sugar belt in northern Java for the cultivation of sugar cane. Water is taken from rivers and flows to various corners. This ease of access to water encourages industrialisation and population growth. According to organisation Water Footprint, water consumption in industries is especially high if products are mass-produced unsustainably. Experts call it an exploitation of water resources. Industry in Pekalongan, on average, requires large amounts of water for rice, fishing, hospitality, all of which must be taken from the ground because water provided by the local government is not sufficient. That causes natural aquifers in the bowels of the earth to dry up and condense, and so the land sinks.